Our Kaki tree was planted at Tašmajdan Park in Belgrade, in Republic of Serbia, across the bombed Radio Television of Serbia that had been bombed in 1999 during the NATO bombing. Our Kaki tree, during the Kaki tree planting ceremony, was planted in 2001. My name is Alex Dordevic, and I'm a luxury business consultant. In 2001, in the planting ceremony of Kaki 3 project, participated my sister, Jelena Đorđević, my wife, Irena Filipovic, my very good business partner, Alek Garčević, and my very good friend, Goga Grubješić. And we all together contributed to this project in raising awareness within our audience, involving the Ministry of Culture and Minister himself, who was part of the planting ceremony, because we carried the seedling from the Student Cultural Center towards the park in a procession that was going on the streets of Belgrade to the planting ground. So these all are members of Kaki 3 project here in Belgrade, in Serbia. So I've seen the Kaki 3 project actually during the Venice Biennale in 1999, where I was a visitor. And I was impressed, of course, by work of Tatsuo Miyajima, Megadeth. And then immediately after that Dark Chamber, I've seen the Kaki 3 project. And it made really a big impression to me. And the whole message of the seedling that survived the destruction and the bombing, I really found immediately a strong connection, because I came from Belgrade, where I witnessed the bombing of my city, of my country, by NATO in 1999, and where I personally seen the destruction of national television station downtown Belgrade, really in the center, like in Roppongi or something like that, that is really situated in the center of Belgrade, where actually my mom worked and where I worked in 1991. So I felt very, very connected with this whole message of destruction and life that cannot be destroyed. So after the 1999 and after the Biennale, the same year, I went to Japan, and I lived in Tokyo for several months. And then I've seen the exhibition of Tatsuo Miyajima in Tokyo at the Sky the Bathhouse. So I decided to visit him and to introduce myself to him. So I went there, I met Tatsuo, and somehow we immediately understood the good energies between each other. And that was the beginning of this whole project and this whole idea. Later in 2000, when I came back to Belgrade, it was the year after the destruction and the bombing and the major changes in political situation in Serbia, in Belgrade itself. And with the new government and with new Minister of Culture, Mr. Branislav Lečić, I proposed this project, and I proposed the planting ceremony of Kaki 3. And then I selected the Tašmajdan Park, which is virtually across the bombed television station, as an ideal place, unfortunately, for this whole beautiful project. So I've involved the kids from my elementary school, which is very close to the television station, and I explained to them the whole idea behind the project and the whole message of life surviving and not being destroyed by the bomb, atomic bomb, of course, in the case of Japan and Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and in our case, a bombing by NATO, which as well had some radioactive material. It was sort of not a nuclear bomb, but it was with missiles that contained nuclear particles. So for me, it was really something very unique, very special, and I really felt that I need to do that project in Belgrade. So in order to promote the whole project and to find the participants, I went to my elementary school when I met the kids from first, second, third, and fourth grade, to whom I presented the whole idea behind the Kaki Tree project and this whole message of life surviving and not being destroyed. And I asked the kids to try to draw themselves what the growing tree means to them. And the results were really amazing. So we decided to invite all the kids after the planting ceremony to bring their little drawings and to present them at the Student Cultural Center in Belgrade, at the Gallery of Student Cultural Center in Belgrade, which is one of the major galleries that during the 60s and 70s was the cradle of numerous international renowned artists, such as Marina Abramovic, for example, who started her career in Belgrade at SKC Gallery, Student Cultural Center Gallery. So it was really a very unique space for kids to be an artist and to present how they view the whole message of Kaki Tree. Of course, when you plant something so small, which is a seedling of Kaki tree or whichever tree, and when you see how it slowly becomes a plant, and from the plant it becomes a tree, and then that tree gives fruits and bears fruits, it's really unique feeling because it shows that life cannot be stopped. It goes on and on. It goes from 1 to 9, but without 0, and it continues forever. If someone tries to stop it, even with nuclear bomb, it seems that it's not possible because life is stronger, and the goodness in the nature and within the human is stronger than the desire to destroy and to create destruction. I was very happy to be invited by Tatsu and Kaki Tree Project after almost 20 years to contribute to the whole memory of that great initiative of his that still lives and is still present all around the world. And I think today, with all this virus situation of COVID-19 that we are surviving and that we are going through again an attempt to create destruction of life, but life still goes on, it's very important to continue this whole project throughout the world. Unfortunately, there are numerous places where the war is taking place again, where destruction is occurring, and I'm sure that everyone with good heart and with goodness in its heart and the feeling of humaneness inside and feeling of love towards other human being, someone really can relate to Kaki Tree message and to Kaki Tree project, and I would love to be able to promote the message, at least in my region. I'm traveling all around the world, and believe me, wherever I go, whenever I have an opportunity to connect somehow the interesting art story, Tatsuo Miyajima is on the first place, and Kaki Tree project as part of his whole work is something that is so dear to me and so important, and I'm telling that story to my interlocutors all around the world. You're part of something that is so good and so purifying to your soul that you really need to try to infect with that message of life of Kaki Tree as many people as you can.